Welcome back to Part the Piece Season 2. We've got Matt and Taryn here, and our most special guest is Taryn because I've already interviewed Matt before.
Not special.
Yeah, not special anymore.
Not special anymore.
Not nearly there anymore. But yeah, thank you for watching continually. I really appreciate it. We're going to get into it. So yeah, Taryn, it all revolves around anxiety. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a few of them, but they all just connect to us. Most they all just feed off each other. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think anxiety is sort of at the roots of it all.
Is it always like? I think obviously like before you came over to Australia and before you met Matt, but like has it always been there? You know.
I think it's the first time we realised I had anxiety. I was like 2 years old. I don't know if I've told you the story. It was, yeah, I just started crying hysterically at the back of the car, and mum and gran, they just rushed me to the hospital. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Right. As soon as I got out there, I just ran to the bathroom. I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to pee in my nappy. I got too anxious about it. And the doctor
you were so conscious that you didn't want to do the nappy.
Yeah, so I think it's always just, I've always had it there underlying.
Yeah.
Runs in the family as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's always been with me. I don't think it's something that's developed. Obviously, it strengthens with certain things.
Yeah.
Like work related and stuff, but yeah, I think it just lives there.
Yeah. I think anxiety is kind of the core of like everything. Like if you run anxious enough, you'll start to create an image of yourself within yourself, and that in that moment you start to become like depressed and start to run like patterns of depression. Like has it, I assume, but like I'm not really sure, like has it ever got to that point where it's just like you're running patterns of depression like frequently?
Yeah, definitely has. I mean, I also don't know which one comes first and what leads to what, but
you don't know which is which.
Yeah, same with had quite a bad eating disorder.
Yeah.
And again, like no one even knows. None of my psychologists were ever able to figure it out. I don't know if it was the depression that led me to the eating disorder and just manifested like that, or was it the other way around and depression was a result of the eating disorder? So yeah, no one really knows, and the anxiety and body image and that could have led to the eating disorder as well. But then at the same time, it's all the being within the eating disorder just enhances that anxiety. So it's just one big cycle.
Yeah, and you can't stop the first one because that already has developed from what's come before or what's already existing.
That's it.
It's like, yeah. So I guess with any part of the experience of just kind of like day to day, I guess, is it something that you wake up and you're already kind of in like an anxious mood? I even woke up this morning and I was like anxious and like just had a bunch of anxiety and didn't know where to put it or what it was from. But like, is it ever times that you just wake up immediately and kind of just anxious straight away?
That's it, I think.
Yeah.
It's not there all the time. It is, but some mornings you just wake up and you've got that heavy feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily come on by anything. You don't know where it's come from, but you just wake up with that heavy chest and you know it's.
I do like, well, I don't know if you have that 5 seconds of grace period where you wake up and you don't really know like where you are. And then, boom.
Then it hits.
You know.
Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome back.
This will be your day.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to just take stuff to just cover it down. You want to sometimes go sit with it, I suppose.
Yeah. Get
some of those techniques to just, you're really good at this. You just try to breathe through it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But which is the problem, because you know, for you, that brings up, you know, thoughts of the eating disorder. Because, you know, for me, it's all about, you know,
feeling your
sticking
body.
out the diaphragm.
Diaphragm meditation, which helps immensely. But the problem is, it's, you know, paradoxically for you, it's so much worse.
Yeah, in the middle of the eating disorder, tried like yoga to sort of try reconnect to your body and body neutrality and stuff. And you had to really, it's the last place you want to be, is connect with your body. And they were like, just feel it, like put your put your hands on your stomach,
Yeah.
you feel it moving in and out.
Yeah, you're
and
supposed
it
to,
just
yeah.
triggered and I was like, no, that's me out. So when it
Yeah,
comes to the breathing, you got to try feel that that's still now is a bit of a trigger. So
yeah. I always tell people to just like meditation and do a lot of breathing, but like I haven't really considered that. For some people, it's kind of like it's hard to even do that.
and
in
that's
and of
like one of the
itself.
things with body checking all the time. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so
Well,
hard on you.
I guess the people I've had like 3 people I've talked to, Ella, Cody, someone else. Liv. I've had 3 people I've talked to about just like eating disorders and what it does and how it is. And I initially thought it was just based off the image that you think you're supposed to have, like social media. Like I thought it was all kind of about social media and like you see that and like you want to like achieve it and like this obviously no shame in it. It's just like that's just how it is. But to them it was just like all about like a control thing. Is that something that you've always kind of like, was it like one day where you just thought you were kind of losing control and wanted to bring back that control over yourself, or was it something different?
I think
It might not be.
a lot of the control, like it's the one thing in your life you can control, and
Yeah.
you
Right.
get like a bit of a kick from it. That's like, oh, not everyone can restrict like this, or
Yeah.
you get a bit of a kick out of it, which is the dangerous part of it. But I think it was a bit of a weird one. It can come from a lot of it, like negative comments and stuff that obviously triggers people into it sometimes.
Yeah.
Mine was more positive reinforcement, I think.
That.
Oh,
That-
like you're
that-
looking
Oh,
to
really?
Which is dangerous.
Ah.
Just as much as those
Yeah.
negative comments
Really?
and bullying feeds into it. Mine was, I was training really hard at the time, but I was just getting, during that same time I had started restricting a bit, and
Yeah.
it was easy to cover up with all the sports I was doing. I would just sort of hide behind that I was training hard, and it's just, man, you're looking so good.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd love to have a body like you, and that just reinforced it.
You
There wasn't
actually
really any
pointed that out
negative
before. It's
comments,
like saying, instead of, that's probably something to learn from, instead of saying stuff like that to people.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Whether it's, you obviously think you're just trying to encourage them, and you think you're helping them out by saying, oh man, you're looking great.
Yeah.
But someone could be battling as well, and you're just
Yeah.
reinforcing those habits for them. That's what it thrives on. So
Yeah.
I think even if,
So what do we say? Like you?
Yeah. What's a good thing? I
Looking
guess.
well, you looking happy?
no, well and healthy, stay away
No,
from those as well. Those can be misinterpreted, especially healthy. That's so, you're looking healthy sometimes.
No.
But he meant it as
Right.
in like,
No,
you are looking really well, but
Yeah,
I would
fit or
misinterpret that for,
Yeah.
oh shit, healthy means like I'm putting on weight a bit.
So what's safe?
Right.
So safe, just
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. That's really
Yeah.
important. So what are certain things that are good to actually say to someone? Yeah.
I mean, just for me, something like happy, or just comment on something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Rather
Not
than
just the physical.
To do,
Okay. Alright. And like, yeah, if you're evoking a sense of like whatever something positive, focus on that
That's
rather
it,
than
but
being
nothing
like,
to do with the body. Just
right.
it's never okay whether it's positive or negative. I just stay clear of someone's
Yeah.
Yeah,
body at all
don't
times.
even talk about it.
Mm.
That's then that makes me feel shit because I always talk whenever I see someone and I'm like, oh, I see a noticeable change. I'm like, oh, you look good or something
You
like
do,
that.
and you.
And I'm like,
But it's not born out of a bad place, right?
no, yeah, not at all. But I guess you don't think that, well, maybe they are kind of like struggling with it. I think a lot of guys, I think more guys than we think struggle like with like body dysmorphia. Like you see how many guys go to the gym. Not saying all guys that go to the gym are, but I guess with how focused they become on their bodies, it can be like a control thing that they start to try to balance.
And
over
even
everything.
just guys with eating disorders, and I don't know why, but there's so much more shame around guys having it. I think because like if you think of eating disorder, the first image that comes to mind is that sort of I don't know, you think of like a really, really thin like a girl, That's how they always advertise it in the media. Or it's always like a white, really thin, like bone showing middle, and I think that's the thing that brings on so much shame. If you don't look like that, you feel like you're not deserving of having the eating disorder, or you don't need treatment if you don't look like that.
It's like
sort of
body shaming within.
That's it, but like it's a mental illness. That's just one way it manifests, like physically.
Yeah.
That's just one way, but it's a mental illness, and I don't know what. There's just so much shame around it that you don't get help unless you look a certain way.
Right. And even people who are on like the other end, if they're eating like too much and like they're getting like weight that isn't like healthy,
binge
like
eating and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that accounted for more than like anorexia and bulimia. I think that was one of the biggest ones.
That's one of the biggest ones, really.
So one where so they it's just lots of
just
eating,
heaps of
not
eating.
throwing up.
Or you restrict for a while, and then you're like, shit, I can finally have, and then you just
Okay. There you go. Alright.
Jeez. I've only ever, in moments of like really, like I'm really anxious about something, I notice I do like overeat, like, but it's not to a level where I think it's like I'm over like controlling myself, because I don't like immediately like, I guess,
feel bad afterwards.
which I'm like very like grateful for, I guess. Like it can have a bad effect.
Something to help in the moment.
Yeah, just something to feel, because like I feel like the butterflies are there, and you want like something to like to like.
Whereas mine's the opposite. When I'm nervous, I can't eat.
You can't. Right.
I don't know. Do you have anything like that with your nerves and stuff?
I'm the same, more like Lockie. Yeah, but feeling in particular anxious, I'll probably end up overeating for that day. But nothing to the point where. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know whether it's the same. So, well, because no, it's probably not related. But like after playing sport or something, I can always eat straight up, like and I wouldn't eat beforehand. It's you can't eat after.
Or before game.
Or before
game. Stay away.
You got both.
No, especially. I even like worry about like before training or something like that, like how much, like what you're gonna eat before, like when, what at what time, and like what is and stuff like that, and then like I just like slow down. And I'm like, okay, well it's fine. It's just training, or it's just
training. Yeah, a few of those blokes are coming off like 3 durries or something.
I'm in pretty good.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I'm in pretty good. Actually, most of them are vaping now. So I'd say
the digital durry.
Digital durry, yeah. Is it like, I guess with models becoming more diverse, like it's not just skinny now. It's not just like there's like plus size models. There's all sorts like that they are like appealing to. Has that, I guess, helped anyway? Because I'm not sure like how has social media helped in that way, or has it not helped in it?
I mean, during mine, there wasn't that much exposure to. It's not like there wasn't TikTok, Instagram hadn't taken off like this, so it didn't affect me as much, but it does seem like it's heading in the right direction, I suppose. And I'm also glad. I know there was that huge body positivity movement. Yeah. And that was actually, I think it helped a lot. It was a good incentive, but it was also a bit negative in a way for like those recovering from a disorder. It was suddenly going from hating your body to like you must love your body positivity. And now what they're really trying to enforce is this body neutrality, which is just accepting. You don't have to be positive, and you don't have to love yourself, but just accept what your body does and moves for you and stuff. And I think
when did that movement start? Was that?
It's been the last. Well, I've been aware of it for the last 3 years when they've brought it in, and especially when I saw therapists and stuff, they're like, it can be a bit dangerous sometimes. All the you must love yourself stuff, but just all you have to do is just accept your body. That's it. It's just neutral feelings. You don't have to love it, don't have to hate it. But just sit with it.
Do you ever get to the granular level and say, like, you sort of respect the great work it does every day? Say the heart pumps, beats until all the way through until you're dead. But that's like it's just incessant all the time. It's like everything else that's going on. Does that not even factor? into?
I think it did for me, because my sort of turning point was when I went for a doctor's checkup, and I'd always get away with, they'd always check your heart rate. Mine was obviously really, really low blood pressure.
Yeah.
But I'd always hide behind again. I was really fit, so I would just hide it behind that again. I had a really low resting thing, but I saw one doctor and he was like, carry on like this, and it's like the same as the 80-year-olds, right? Like just stop. That was my sort of. So then, I think that comes into when I do notice my heart rates and stuff, and it gives and you just think of what it is. It's back to doing what it does, and you do appreciate it through that.
Wow. Like that idea of being body neutral, I think that kind of translates to anxiety a bit. Like just not being like, not trying to think your way out of things, not being like to just have positive thoughts and not trying to turn every negative into a positive, which is good. Like you can do that, but at the same time, you've got to kind of just let it sit and just accept that anxiety is coming through and it's going to make you think this, it's going to make you think that. Like
just accept that their thoughts, not necessarily true or not, just a little thoughts in a bubble, and it's going to go past. Don't have to act on it, don't have to believe it, just just notice that it's a little cloud coming through, and it's not true.
It's not, like a lot of it's just irrational, but if we can have that same mentality of what eating disorders and just or just being body neutral instead of just being body positivity to anxiety, like I think that's like a huge, that can be a huge step for people, just being, even just like kids growing up, they know that they don't have to deal with every single thing that's coming past their head. They can just kind of like, okay, cool, and like let it pass.
That's it, and just acknowledging that they are there. You don't have to pretend they're not there, and just, it's good to acknowledge that they're there, and it's just a thought. I often do that with Matt if like every now and again, a little triggering thought will pop out or something from going down to the beach, and a little thought comes up, and we just call him out for what it is and give him a name, call him Ed.
Call him Ed.
And
call something.
And Matt will just go, oh, that's Ed talking, just back and off. And it also, it's sort of, we separate him. So, like you would get, often when I was caught in the middle of it, I was like, this is me now.
Yeah.
And you start associating the eating disorder as part of your personality, but it's not, you've got to separate it. It's not you. So giving it that name as well, just associate that.
Disassociate
it from yourself.
It's not easy.
Giving it that name, it's just easy to say, oh, it's bloody Ed, fuck off Ed. Move along.
It's a similar thing with the black dog depression. Even though, poor doggy, you like dogs.
Call it doggy, it should be like a big black cat. No, there's a black cat peanut butter, they trademarked that.
Well, in South Africa. We still have a translation barrier in this, even, 7 years in Australia now?
7 years,
Let's go.
And what's that? And Big A, use that as well.
We were saying, we probably should change that name. It's small A, fuck you.
Like you're not as big as you think.
Tiny A.
Small A. It's the easy way of when you don't want to, it's just a bit of luck too if you want to talk about it, but it's not this heavy subject. Like you can acknowledge it, but it's not. You don't have to get deep and talk about it every time, because it can be tiring. You just want to acknowledge. If someone's like, "Well, what's wrong?" You really don't want to speak about it. Small A. That's it. That's.
Well, what I raved about in the last podcast was, the other day we were all out and you got quite anxious and wanted to go home. And you said, it's all right if you tell people that this is the reason, which I think is great. It's really, really good. And I said about, what he said at a bottomless brunch a while ago. And, it's perfect. No one judges. But you can see too, like, a couple of people are like, oh, like, what's wrong? Like, is it the blah? Is it the blah? And you're like, well, no, it just, pops up.
Sometimes. It's just something.
It's just incessant. It's always there. But, but I thought that was really good.
No, you're right. It was actually your idea. We were sitting in the car and I was like, Matt, what do I say to everyone? Do I say I'm just not feeling well, I'm going home? And then myself just say you're feeling anxious.
Because we've done that before. Like, that's probably our go-to, right? It's like, Tap's just feeling unwell.
But bit tired.
A bit
or
tired,
a
yeah,
bit-
a bit sick, or whatever.
It's more respect if you just
100%.
call it for what it is.
Yeah.
More I think I said
understand.
last time, it's more trusting.
Yeah.
I think
it is.
I trust someone better if they, not that I wouldn't trust them, but like I trust someone even more if they're like, oh, I'm not feeling
Yeah.
I'm pretty sad or I'm pretty anxious or kind of all over the place. No.
Yeah.
Like that just speaks volumes. And then
I think that normalises it more than all the
absolutely.
campaigns about
yeah,
it's mental health month or whatever it is.
Mm.
You know?
yeah.
Or I'm shaving my head because of
But actually,
is that cancer?
No, that's cancer.
Well,
No, wait, what's the world's go to shave?
Yeah, that's cancer.
that's
That is
yeah,
cancer.
cancer, yeah.
What am I thinking of? Oh, November.
November.
When it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Bloody
Both,
crap.
Matt.
yeah.
Both will pay.
Oh, God.
But, yeah,
Well,
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, like, and those things are good. Okay, like November, everything. I just think it's like, what does it do to break the habits that we're all continually doing, and what does it do to stop the, I guess, the way we speak to each other? Like, it doesn't really change. Like you were saying, like even the body positivity can be a negative. It can have a negative effect. So like those things are great, but I think part of that next step is just for people to learn how to treat people who are in those positions, because everyone's going to have their time when they're going through it. And if we just learn how to treat each other while it's happening, or just in general, it doesn't have to be while someone's going through it, because one thing you say can tip someone over the edge. Like you can just.
But on that, I
fuck
think
with
the
it.
big thing is there is just listening. You don't
Yeah.
always have to come with solutions.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to help fix and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Exactly.
just go there and
Exactly.
just listen to them. Just listen to them speak them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should.
Well, that would have
Don't
been a
have
big
the
thing, like, back in the dog days. It
Mm.
wouldn't have been like people were always trying to fix you.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
just,
it.
I know you said
just
that
gotta-
before, yeah.
Really find someone you trust and just you. They don't always know. You gotta tell them up front. Just say, look, all I want to do is just tell you about this. I trust you, and I'm really not looking for any solutions and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just want someone to listen,
Yeah.
because these things they thrive on secrecy and keeping it in.
Mm.
So even that is just a step of saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
This isn't secret anymore, and just telling someone, saying, look, when I'm ready, I'll go get help and stuff. Like, I'm not asking you to go and try fix this and stuff, but if you just listen to me, this is my first step of recovery or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even approach that, the listener should say, yeah. Do you want me to help fix this, or do you want me to just listen?
You've done that a few times through.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what do you want? And
even normal conversation, it's
Yeah.
all, even like
Just in
standard
general,
stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm ranting about work. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want me to sort of listen, or do you want me to help
Yeah.
logically think through this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it can it's funny, I'm in this Facebook group called haha that's a sex number, and people just, whenever they see the 69, they would just screenshot it, whatever the post is, and whatever. And there was like a thing about like how to talk to people and like during it. And I don't know any of these people, but a lot of them just come through with like these really just like interesting responses and stuff like that. And they're supposed to be immature people because they're in a haha that's a sex number. But like I think a couple of them were even saying stuff about being like body neutral and stuff like that. Well, it wasn't specifically that phrasing. That's why it's kind of like the first time I heard about it. But like they were just saying, just don't say anything like about the body. Just how about we just don't speak on bodies? And I'm like, yeah, that's actually amazing. And then when it comes to like helping someone through it, like sometimes you just don't ask what they want. Just listen, and then if they say, "What do you think?" or they don't say anything, you just abide by that.
Yeah.
Like,
They trust in you.
Yeah.
They want you for a reason.
Yeah, literally. So I thought that was a bit interesting, considering the maturity, supposed maturity of the people in that group.
Hey, you
it's amazing.
you can like date memes and all those things.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
still,
I want to know how you find these things.
Yeah, I know. You pass
Just
it
random.
around.
It's so good. Facebook groups are fucking sick. Like, I think Facebook kind of like died out because like Instagram popped off, and then like Snapchat, and then like TikTok and everything, and then Twitter obviously.
Yeah.
But Facebook has like the best like groups like ever, and then it's like there's one where it's like, this is crop porn, isn't it? And it's just like, so like they like have a meme of someone, and then there's all sorts of good shit on there. There's rap pages, huh?
Yeah.
Like there's some fucking dumb shit, but it's good. It's good.
It's a small
That helps
filter,
with
right?
with the mental stuff. You can take the piss out of suck and just I don't know. You can just be in an open forum.
No, if you're out there, Zach, and you want an interview,
Mm.
come on. Yeah.
He's not human, but he's actually. I saw this meme. It was like.
Here we go.
It's the first meme of the day. It was it was like this guy made a post. It's like 2 movies where Andrew Garfield is fighting a lizard, and it's like Spider-Man and then Social Network.
Where do people
So-
think of these things?
No.
Yeah,
Right, the connections.
yeah. Reach out if you want to talk.
Reach out, Zach. Or Andrew Garfield. Or
Yeah.
any lizards.
Any
whatever.
lizards.
Yeah, any lizards of the sort. I think because I think Matt was telling me like it is hard for you to engage in meditation because there is like a lot kind of going on, and it's hard to place your hands, So I guess what are some like really good things that just
help a bit.
that help? Or that you can kind of turn to. Could
One
be people as
thing.
well.
I think one of the ones when I'm really, really stressing out and I'm just at work or something and I can't go for a walk or turn to Matt or my little doggy,
Yeah.
then I'll do like a little grounding technique. This one's always worked for me. Just like put your feet on the floor.
Yeah.
And just for like 5 seconds, just like feel them being on the floor.
Yeah.
Like it's like a grounding technique.
Yeah.
Or something simple
we're all
like
trying on the table.
just close your
we'll do,
eyes. I do this to be on the beach sometimes. You just close our eyes and I have to pick out 5 sounds.
Yeah,
you listen
that's
to.
good.
And then you sort of it's a good mindfulness technique, but it also it's not nothing with your body and stuff. It just draws you to where you are and just be present, but just through other things. And that's one. Another one. Can't do this all the time, but just going down to the beach or water or something that's always been a calming thing for
Water's
me.
pretty therapeutic.
Yeah.
So
Unless it's cold.
Yeah.
it can be like you can kind of sit under and like you can't hear anything, so things are quiet, like truly quiet, and you can just kind of sit there and float. There's actually a really cool. I mentioned it in our one, but it's called it's a practice, like a breathing practice, or not even just breathing practice, but just like a I guess appreciative practice in grounding. It's called Felt Sense of Safety, and it's on. I've uploaded one of them on the YouTube channel, and it's just basically it's all about just like getting in the present, because that's what mental health. That's the goal. If we stay present, we're in a state of flow, and you're not thinking
Not
about
worrying about
anything.
the past, about
just,
the future.
Yeah.
because I'm sure we've all had those states of like flow before, just like being in the moment, and it could be definitely when you're with mates or whatever. But what this does is just like you just like acknowledge like what your hands are touching, what your feet are touching, what do you hear, what do you smell, and even going deeper into like think of someone that makes you happy. Think of someone that makes you happy or that helps you.
That's my little dog,
Tassie,
little Tassie. I'll just pull out my phone and I'll just look through videos of him, or I send.
It's hard
Really
to
lucky,
find
got a
videos
really
and
close
pics.
relationship with mum. If I send her a little, we've got a little emoji. I think it's the blue butterfly.
Yeah.
And if I send her that, she'll either send like a little thing of Tassie or just call and just talk to distract me. Doesn't ask her, I was like, Mum, can you just chat for a bit?
Yeah.
Like,
Just-
just want to hear your voice.
Just want to hear,
Just like with the
that's all.
comfort thing. So, yeah.
I was trying to
really
set that up for you to be like, oh yeah, well Matt's someone that
yeah.
didn't work out in the end, but
I
We don't have any
Nah.
special emojis. We use the octopus sometimes.
the octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because we got really all those animojis.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really cute little, yeah.
Sticking out the tongue.
Right, yeah.
But no, that's if I'm at work or something. But if I'm at home, we go Matt.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, Matt, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Ticey.
Yeah, always doing some Matt.
Yeah,
You're just shocking it answering the phone during the day.
Yeah, I'm a shocker.
yeah.
I need to be on call all the time because I'm really tired of phone all the time. Yeah, I'll get better at that.
No, but I'm really lucky to just, from the start, you just, knew what to do straight away. Just gave me a big hug, or it's all right. Just, it's gonna pass.
Yeah, it's gonna pass. It's
Yeah.
gonna come through. And it can come through like all the time, but like every time it will. It will pass, and there will be a kind of end of the line just for that. Yeah, you'll get over that mountain initially.
Definitely the I don't know what you reckon, but I think when you do cry, it helps
Just
release.
get it out.
Yeah, just get it out.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. You used to apologise. Sorry. But like if we were sort of starting to get into it, and then it sort of just triggered the floodgates. It's I think we're at that point now where you don't apologise anymore, but you should,
Yeah.
which is good.
That's it. Well, that's it. It's like the one time you're most vulnerable in your body and stuff. So
Exactly.
still to this day,
Yeah.
at the start, I often just get overwhelmed. But every time you just call me out, like, stop saying sorry. Shit, sorry.
Sorry. Fuck, sorry.
You just gotta. It's just communication. Communication about it.
Big communication. It's like they always say it's the it's the key to a successful marriage, but it's just any relationship, right? It's just especially one with with people that have
not just
anxiety
romantic friendships.
friendships.
Work.
Exactly. It's definitely. I don't know. I mean, I obviously I didn't know you in South Africa when you were in the really, really dog days, but I can definitely see how far you come. But I don't know. I mean, you're still taking, because you don't go to therapy.
Well, I never found that really worked. I mean, a lot of my friends
Traditional,
absolutely swear by it and love it, but
Right.
I just never found a therapist that I really connected with. You gotta really trust them, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of guys will just stick with the first one they know or something. I think we've been to about 7 and just It was either I felt like it was a bit condescending or it was like very textbook and felt like we were all just getting treated the very same way so I mean I took some things out of them, and especially some mindfulness techniques and stuff. What is cognitive behavioral therapy?
Yeah, CBT.
CBT.
That's really.
There were a lot of little things I took out of that, but the traditional didn't really work for me.
It's starting to be like that. Didn't really work with me initially, or at the time. I don't know. It's like you don't want to just go by the textbook and like not a knock on any counselors or therapists, but like I feel like being enclosed in a space in just like a you and someone else isn't helpful at all. Like I feel like if I was to do some sort of like therapy or something down the way, I'd just do it out in the open. Like I'd be down at the beach sitting talking or something like that. I feel like you're kind of boxed in. Yeah. And then you're looking at like, I don't know, like a pretty mundane looking office. Like there's books over there and there's
it. And I sometimes find myself saying what I think they want to hear.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't,
Just so you can kind of speed things along or like.
That's it. I had this one, she would always just look up at the clock during the session, and I was like, alright, she's just waiting for the next one to come through the door.
Really?
So Yeah.
That's a non-shout out to whoever that.
Non-shout out. You know who you are.
Hope you're watching.
I hope you're watching.
Actually, I don't want your views though. Fuck, that sucks.
So yeah, I mean, some people it's really helped them, but yeah, it's to their own, and yeah, don't get discouraged if you try one and not for you, try another one. If it's not working, then yeah, take out what you can from it and find something that works for you.
Yeah.
Because you're still on the well, the mad dogs is what we call
Mad dogs.
which are antidepressants.
Right.
They gives me mad vertigo if I don't take it all the time. So
Yeah.
call them the mad dogs.
They're the bad dogs. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just helps take that edge off for me. Like I don't want to be on them forever necessarily.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's just just takes that edge off, and it's not like a very hectic dose anymore. But
Yes.
You're on bloody hell. You were on a hectic,
yeah,
but also because the guy was prescribing it just went.
yeah, bad experience. My body was just shaking all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why. And I went to him and I was like, something's wrong. He's like, no, this is fine. This is fine. And I was like, no, my body's just.
Yeah.
It was not holding up. I couldn't drive and I was just blurry all the time. And I was like, nah, that's it. Listening to my body.
Well, good on you
Just
for
cut it down in half.
cutting it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably could have.
So that.
Did you get used to that level, or you were just like,
No.
no, I can't
It
get
was-
used to this? Yeah.
It was almost double what someone
Yeah.
my body size should have been on.
Yeah, which was also
God, they.
So that's just
fucking
shout
rough.
out to you too.
Yeah. Fuck you
But
too.
yeah, that just did it for me. I was like, nah, that's it. I'm just gonna scroll through pictures of Classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's dopamine.
Yeah.
That's a booster.
That's a good endless scroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a healthy endless scroll. Yeah.
Talking about endless scroll, I'd love for there to be some social media. You could probably design it like through Instagram based on who you follow, but you could endless scroll of things that actually make you happy.
Mm.
Like if there should be a wellness,
You
Like-
create your own.
yeah, maybe they create your own and it's just positive stuff. So like animals, seeing people connect with their families.
Yeah.
Seeing
yeah.
people see each other for like, when you see like an army veteran come up,
Yeah,
you
no.
can't
Yeah.
not like love that. I would love if there was a social media or a feature on a social media app like Instagram where you could scroll through and it's just wellness. Like it's just,
There's a good
it's
one I
good
follow.
content, you don't wanna-
Upworthy. It's called
Upworthy.
Upworthy. Like Upworthy.
yeah,
Just positive. Yeah, it's
Just
not like
positive stuff,
it's
yeah.
not those stupid annoying quotes that piss me off. Like choose to be happy,
yeah.
or it's a great day.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
a
that.
great day, yeah.
Yeah, or just little quotes, but it's all like it's all just great little things that have happened. Well, a lot of it's little kids. Like one of them. Oh, this is my favorite one. He was the postman was deaf, and the little kid who saw them every day became like his best friend, and he learned sign language for his
Oh my
postman.
god. See,
yeah,
like,
so it shows
I got
those little
chills
things every
just
day. Yeah,
Oh.
it's very cool. But
that stuff is like, that inspires. So that's what I'd rather see if I'm scrolling through. And even you can just go through your phone and look at just
Well,
whatever.
I mean, you could sort of use the algorithm to advantage. If you get an entirely new, like, start up a new account, but if that's all you ever click on and all you search,
Yeah.
then that's what will pop up.
yeah, that's
Let's go.
I use my dog's
That's-
account for that.
Yeah,
Like if I go to his discover page, just hug his ears.
You just follow Cindy the dog. You'll be fine.
Shout out to City the
Cindy the dog.
And you got to plug little Tyson. What's his page?
Taz, yeah.
Shy pug.
Shy pug.
Although he might be moving out of the Shire, so yeah.
Bondi pug.
Bondi
Bondi
Pub.
pug.
Soon to be. Nah, there's too many Bondi pugs. That username will be taken.
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Can someone buy a dog other than a
An oodle.
pug?
Too many oodles around.
Too many oodles?
A
Yeah.
French bulldog?
I can't even keep up. There's
Oh.
Lavadoodles, Labradoodles,
Yeah, that's so many.
something, banana doodles. There's way too many of
The
them.
breeders are going crazy.
Man.
They're getting experimented.
Just,
Maddie wants a oodle. of
No.
some sort.
No, no, no. Draw the line.
Christ.
I honestly want to go basic and get a golden retriever. I went down to Lillipilly yesterday and was doing some like just like goal setting. I was just like writing stuff down and like just listening to music and just chilling.
At the point.
At the point.
Yeah.
And bloody, there was this golden retriever and this other dog. Well, this not Dalmatian.
Like the spotted one.
Yeah, or not spot. He wasn't spotted, but he was like that, like shape and size and stuff like that. Yeah, so happy, like constantly.
They're the best. They're always smiling and
then like playing with everyone. Yeah. He comes over to me, but he had like no sense of. It was funny. He had no sense of like spatial awareness. So I'd just be sitting there, and then he'd be chasing the other dog, and he just bumps me.
The best part about it.
Yeah, actually that's the best part.
If you're lying in bed and they just come and jump on you.
I think that's so cool. So maybe golden retriever.
Yeah, you got some great photos of Tyson just nestling into your bedtime. He'll eventually, if your mum does something downstairs, but she'll just be like, "Oh, see ya, I'm gone."
Yeah.
That was always nice, Tyson.
No, work on the Labrador. Stop putting in the groundworks.
Yeah.
Now.
We'll go something completely different. Get a Griffin. Don't touch.
Get Griffin.
Oh, Brussels Griffin. But like the mini. Don't search up Brussels Griffin. They come up with like beards and stuff. But there's a very cute version of them.
Yeah,
like
that Sam Naismith has that.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby
Shout out to
Brussels.
Sam Naismith. I hope you have a good season this year, mate.
Yeah, Naismith.
Yeah, shout out
Bobby.
Naismith. Yeah.
I shouldn't say this on thing, but I've screenshotted his story so many times to go find where that house is. Just to find Bobby. I'm going searching for him. I'm going to go find little Bobby. Cutest dog I've ever seen.
Well, I've seen
After Tyson.
Yeah. Sorry if you're watching Tyson.
If you're listening to this on a podcast, Taryn's face like fell.
Yeah.
There was no Tyson. Does it kind of consume your week? Like, are you thinking about? This is something I think about. Like, I know I'm going into teaching where it's pretty small hours compared to other jobs. Like, it's compared to other jobs. Well, like in terms of like how much you do in a year. That's what I mean. It still is like, you still do hours outside and stuff like that. But it's something I'm thinking about, like, man, am I gonna like always be like thinking about my job and stuff like that? Like, I wonder, is that something that, or either of you, like, because you guys are full-time, be full-time for a bit, is that something that can kind of come into your...
Oh yeah, I dream about work.
Really?
It doesn't stop.
I think because, you care about doing a good... I'd love to be able to just switch off and say, I don't.
But a lot of people are like that. They don't care.
But it's also, they're the worst people to work with.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's not a good idea. You definitely, I think a noticeable change, I think, when we went on holiday after those few days in, it was like,
okay. Yeah. I think you'll with teaching though, you develop like relationships with the kids though.
Yeah, so it is a bit more like dynamic in that point, but it's like
you really want to help them and you think about them and how they're doing. It's not necessarily just like thinking about the work that you're going to be teaching, but you've got like all those relationships as well.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah.
Which is definitely like appealing. I think I'll have an adjustment period just with like anything that I'm just learning and starting new. Which I always hate like having to start something new and like learning everything and just learning the ropes. But you just got to go through it. But I guess it's something where I think for the first couple of years, fingers crossed, I won't, but I'll be in a good position to not do that. But I think I'll overthink, I guess in the first couple of years, like, it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like this. I got to do this much prep outside to make sure, when it comes to it, or I've got to make sure we get through enough content, or this and stuff.
Did you pick up quickly like what draws them in and what they really
which is more important than a teacher, I reckon. It's not just puppy through content.
That's because you got to get a balance of both, obviously, but you don't want to just worksheet.
Yeah. You can definitely pick out a few teachers throughout the years. You're like,
What year are you gonna teach?
I don't know. I think they put primary teachers who just finished straight into like the younger ones, so like kiddies and stuff like that. Fuck yeah, because they're cute as.
They're cheeky though.
They can be cheeky as hell. I've even noticed just with the work I've done at school so far.
Yeah.
it's they know what they're doing. They act innocent.
Yeah,
Some
that's
of
it.
them
They're
know.
innocent little fucks.
Yeah, little
Really?
They do.
Who are that?
Yeah, but then you
Yeah.
see their little eyes and you're like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Run. Go.
Right, yeah. Like they know. Some of them know what they're doing, but some of them are just so oblivious. Like,
Oh, yeah.
which is good. I love those ones.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The
but
rest, you're on the naughty table.
He's one of those. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
ignorance is bliss.